We have Sweet James Bergener, my personal injury attorney, the Dense Beard of Justice at 800-881-2021. His dense beard of justice covers all of us and protects us, and we sleep under the blanket of freedom in which it provides. Let's hear his intro.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for Justice with Sweet James.
Sweet James Bergener is with us. Sweet James, how are you? What's going on?
Not much. I'm the black guy who's healing up. I was at the racetrack today, getting ready for the Kings game this weekend.
All right, so you're getting ready for a hockey game over the weekend. You raced one of your Porsches today, and you're getting healed up from the black eye you received while training for your fight with Quinton Rampage Jackson. Those are the three things that you mentioned right there. What is the update on the Rumble in the gym that Matt and I are going to get an ISDN line hooked up to and do our first? That'll be our first play-by-play color boxing match.
We're going to broadcast his death.
Or
what we're going to do.
It's going to be awesome. I think
it'll be like when Apollo Creed. You got to come out with like an American flag hat.
No!
Living in America.
James Brown there. He's ducking me. We're having some scheduling problems.
What do you mean?
What's happening? He's going back in the UFC. So it's
you know what? That's
difficult to get back in there.
That's a good point, James. I mean, he hadn't been in the UFC for a while. He's avoiding you.
It was like, look, do I fight Sweet James or do I actually go in the ring and he obviously picked the easy out, He
chose wisely. Nothing to do with you. James, let's get into a couple of these stories that we've been talking about for a few days now, particularly the one at USC. And when you have a situation like Steve Sarkisian 7 weeks ago, the meds and alcohol speech that he gave, Pat Hayden acknowledging that there was an issue, if they find out that, they knew that he had an issue that needed more attention than they were willing to force him to take, can parents do anything here? Can they sue the school, the sport? I mean, what action can they take?
Nothing really. There's not a lot that they're going to be able to do here. That position is just cursed right now, isn't it? That head coaching position.
Well, if you keep hiring people that can't handle the job emotionally, I would imagine that
Petros, you going to take that job?
No.
Hayden calls you up.
I can't handle the job.
I need to keep it in the family.
Yeah.
I need somebody with some Greek Ulysses-esque smarts. Petros, come and lead the Trojans to victory. Are you going to go?
No, I don't see that happening anytime soon. And no, I wouldn't go because I don't want to collapse under the pressure of the USC job. But that being said, what if there is an investigation like the Daily Trojan staff called for today? What if there is an investigation and it turns up that they were derelict in their duties in keeping this guy around in charge of 85 scholarship athletes and 100-plus guys on the team playing? There's no action anybody could take because it's a private university or what they signed as a letter of intent or what?
No, there's not really anything they're going to be able to do. Now, people who got a letter of intent might have recourse to leave and forego that. But if you got a full ride scholarship to SC and the coach turns out to be a bum, what are you going to complain about? Here you are, you've got your education, you're on SC, and there's not going to be really any recourse. The damages just aren't there. I mean, what they did was wrong, but what are the damages?
And just kind of, I know this would be an NCAA issue versus a legal issue, but we saw Maurice Claret and Mike Williams take the legal path when they wanted to try to apply to be part of the NFL draft. Could a student hire legal representation to release him from his commitment to try and avoid some of those penalties from the NCAA if he wanted to transfer, say, within conference, within Division I? Normally, he'd have to sit out a year.
I can take this. Yeah. Your legal representation would have to go where? To the NCAA. Yeah. They wouldn't go unless you sued the NCAA as opposed to the school. But you'd have to take it to the NCAA, right? And then it would go to a higher court than that, James?
That, and also the investigation is going to have to show some gross negligence. It's going to have to be some glaring fact that would allow a student to transfer, to leave.
All right. And it's very sensitive because you're talking about a health issue with somebody.
Right.
Who's,
absolutely.
Yeah, what about that, James? I thought in California you couldn't fire someone for alcoholism or for addiction. That you could.
I think I could take that one too.
Reassign them.
I think 7 weeks ago when he had the Salute to Troy thing, I think he signed something in his contract saying if something like this happens again, I'll roll out. And the second they got that handled, he was back. And then something happened again, so they could fire him cleanly.
That's true. And also, it's a bit of semantics. Like, you can't say, no smokers are welcome here. You can't really say that, but you can say there's no smoking here. And that precludes smokers. So you can say, I'm not going to fire you for alcoholism, but there's no drinking here. You can't drink here. You drink here. Then
I'm not firing
that's why
you.
you were
I'm
fired.
not firing you for drinking. I'm firing you for being a drunk.
yeah, it gets
Or the
it gets
opposite.
a little technical, but it can be done and was done.
Let's say I go to the Bunny Ranch and I'm depressed. I take 10 pills and I pass out with a couple of the employees.
Oh, boy.
Do I have legal recourse against the Bunny Ranch, or is that place kind of there for me to try to like end it, like a Dr. Kevorkian type of place?
So what you're saying? You go to the Bunny Ranch.
I'm just trying, like the guy
Yeah, the
leaving
guy
Las
was
Vegas.
housing him. He was housing
Gotcha,
Lamar
gotcha.
for 2 days. You know, if they see you using drugs, can they be held responsible?
You know what? I had a case. I had this person call up. She was a exotic dancer, and she was alleging sexual harassment in the workforce. Now, in a vacuum, yeah, she was probably sexually harassed. But in a courtroom, is she ever going to win that case? No. The brothel's not going to be held liable for something like this. I mean, you're a grown-ass man, Petros. What are you doing?
You can't sue the brothel, is what you're telling me.
But what about? I mean,
not unless they're providing it to you illicitly.
let's say not sued, but
Right.
what about the police? Can they do something? Like, could you
Yeah,
see
now-
them shutting down the brothel, saying that they were harboring, illicit drug activity and I don't want to say encouraging it, but looking the other way? Could that then lead the police to shut it down?
Yes, yep. The police could come in. They could shut it down under the guise of some, health and safety inspection, under the guise of public safety, and just shut it down indefinitely and get it tangled up in legalese for a long time. But I don't think they're going to. It's Nevada.
A lot of things happen in Nevada that don't
That's a
happen
good
in
answer.
in Nevada.
It's Nevada.
That's the reality.
That's what happened to that senator in Godfather 2. We're like, we're really lucky. My brother Fredo owns this place. This girl has no family. That was Nevada too. Remember that in Godfather 2?
Right. That's right.
All right, James.
I just woke up like this, and she was here like this.
back to the octagon, back to the fingerless gloves, the gripping and the pulling,
Yeah, back to the training.
and the ripping and the tearing. Back to all of that.